Good afternoon, YouTube. I just managed to get my hands on the Spektrum DX9 radio, which I'm sure a lot of people are waiting for. I'm actually one of the lucky ones to get my hands on it today on the release date. Well, not really the release date, but when they actually got it in stock there. So I'll get right into it. I just thought I'd make a little unboxing video. So I mean, it's in a standard DX9, or sorry, standard Spektrum box that they usually come in. Obviously, it looks pretty nice. My DX8 came in a little bit different box, had a nice cover around this box, but it's not too bad presentation wise. I'm really only interested in what's in the box, and there it is right there. Obviously this DX9 has a sleek look to it, similar to the DX18 QQ, which I actually really like. It's one of the main reasons I bought it. I just love the way it looks here. Just switch it on there for you, and this is one of the other reasons I got it.
Warning, throttle high.
Can't go wrong with that now, can you? So there it is. I mean, looks very nice and neat. The screen has a larger resolution, so things are a little bit smaller. Mainly, I'm hoping because it's a lot more information can fit on the screen. We'll find that out with my telemetry system. I'll actually give that a go as well and show you guys how that works. From the DX8, there's not much difference appearance-wise other than the color. I mean, of course, it says DX9 instead of DX8. You got the same switches on the top here, the left and right trim switches in the middle. The sticks are different though, however. These sticks are the ones that I actually bought aftermarket for my DX8, so I'm actually happy that it came with it. They feel a lot better, and also you can adjust the height. I like having them a bit lower. Also features the dual antenna, which the DX8 didn't have, only the 18 had it. Not sure if any other radios have it. Other than that, I mean, you got the switches here. Trainer switch. No student signal, of course not. The addition, the 9th channel, is this switch right here, with this trim tab, I guess you could say. That is the 9th channel. The one on this side is, as far as I know, just a trim for whatever channel you like to set it to. I believe you could also do that with this one as well, but it also does act as a 9th channel. Now, because this also features channel assignment, you can actually assign that 9th channel to whatever you want. You can either have it to this this stick going up and down, left to right. You can set it to anything you want. That's the beauty thing about the DX9. And so yeah, this is the actual radio. So we'll go ahead and check out what else is in the box here. I'll just put that aside for now. You got your standard DX9 neck strap. So we'll just have a quick look at that here. So obviously it says the telemetry and Spektrum DX9. And it also comes with the bind plug thingamabob, or whatever you want to call that. Okay, let's keep going here. And you got obviously the charger that they give you for it, with all the various connections inside. I personally don't know which country these belong to, but you guys will probably know better than me. These are the different ones that it comes with. So that's 3 different ones. That's a Europe one, I know that, for the Middle East. And the standard wall charger for the battery. And I believe it does come with a 2000 milliamp battery in there. I do have a 4000 milliamp, which I'm going to use. I'll go ahead and test it out later on, though. I don't think you guys probably have much interest in that. Now, it comes with this as well, the 128 SD card, which carries all your profiles. Now, the radio itself actually has enough memory to carry 250 models, which is quite a bit. I don't know if a lot of people would even use that many. Maybe some people do. I personally don't. But obviously you can always hold more on your SD card just by exporting and importing it back into your radio. They also give you the Allen key. This will actually give you access to the stick levels. You can raise and lower the sticks on the radio itself. And then of course the battery foam stops it from moving around, I guess, if you change the battery in it. And so I guess that's all that's in the box, in that foam piece. Underneath it, we have the standard decals that Spektrum always gives, which is actually pretty cool. I'll give you a closer look at that, try to give you a look at all the decals that are in there. I've never been a fan of putting these on my actual planes itself, but I mean, you're putting on your toolbox, stuff like that. This would be pretty cool. And of course, the DX9 manual. Okay, I'm just going to make sure nothing else is underneath because it's going to fall over if I let the weight sit on it. Okay, so there's nothing else underneath there, it's just the manual. And there it is. That's the manual for the DX9. Now, I'm obviously not going to show you everything that's in the manual page by page. You can look that up online. Or hell, you can go buy the DX9 yourself and check it out, which I highly recommend. It seems like a real good radio. I will be testing it out tomorrow, and I will include a video of that as well. I'm just going to see if there is anything of interest here. Maybe you guys might want to have a look at that. These are just the assignments. You can pause the video and refer back to this. I'll give you a shot of that. And this is what it is all assigned to. Now, I hope this video is in HD so you'll be able to read that. The next page around here is right there. And then the rear of the radio is there as well. So you can pause the video, go back and forth, you can check out what exactly everything does. All the screws to give the ratchet feel and whatnot. Everything else is pretty much standard in the manual. If I do see something, I'll add it into the video afterwards. Now, I just want to show you this. These are all the different type of menu features they have, and I noticed that one thing as soon as I turn it on, there's a lot of menu features, a lot of things you can change in here, which I can't wait to even just get into it. I mean, they got the sailplane mode as well, which is pretty cool. Right here you can see that when you choose the model type, you can actually choose a sailplane. So I guess that's something new there. And yeah, I guess that's everything that's in the DX9 package there. You know, maybe you guys will go out and grab one yourself. I highly recommend it. You know, I'll go through the menus a bit, show you guys around. Now, I know there is a way to access the menu without turning it off. I have yet to figure it out. I'll look into the manual later and figure it out. This is when it's shutting off. Actually, I noticed it does take a bit longer. And it's version 1.0, so I'm not sure if I should update this. I'm going to go on the website and check it out. It does say please register your model there. So I'm holding this down while I'm powering it up to get into the setup menu. And a good little close up there. So you got the model select, model type, which will give you 3 options: sailplane, airplane, or the helicopter. Model name, aircraft type. This will give you the different wing options. And I believe they did add a few. I'm just going to go through the list here. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus in on that. There we go. So from the beginning you have normal, 1 single servo, dual aileron, flaperons, 1 aileron, 1 flap, 1 aileron, 2 flaps, 2 aileron, 1 flap, and 2 aileron, 2 flaps. Then of course you have your aileron set up, and then you also have the aileron B, which basically gives you the advantage of not having to switch around from the elevator and the aileron port if you ever reverse them, which I always liked. And then now you also have the 4 aileron setup in there, which I believe the DX8 did not have. I obviously don't have much use for it. All mine's only have 2 ailerons, sorry, 2 servos for the ailerons. So for the tail, you got normal, you got the V-tail setup, V-tail B, dual elevator, dual rudder, and dual elevator and rudder. So those are the options there for your wing setup. Moving down, you have the F mode setup. I'm not too familiar with this as I don't fly helis actually, not as yet. Spoken flight mode. Now this is, I do have to look into the manual to actually get into this, but I do believe you have, it'll tell you what flight mode you're in. It'll actually speak it out.
Flight mode 1. Flight mode 1.
And then speak mode, I believe it's different profiles you can have. Meaning, you know, if you select 1, you can have it speak out every time you go over throttle 50. When you have on mode 2, you can set it to 25%. So different options that you have, just like on your phone for different speech, ringtones, profiles, stuff like that. Oh wait, okay, there we go. This is just a flight mode name that you have here. Okay, so I'm going to have to look into that a little further and find out what it is.
Flight mode 1.
Flight mode 1. I'm thinking, what if I change that, some of these letters around? Does it speak it?
Flight mode 1. Flight mode 1.
No, it doesn't. Okay, so let's go on here. Channel assignment. Now this is actually one of the other reasons I bought this radio. I can set my throttle to my rudder. I can select my aileron to auxiliary 4 if I wanted to. That's one of the features that I actually like about this. So I mean, a lot of different things can be done. Say if you hook up something wrong in your plane, you don't have time to go in there and change a receiver plug, then you can change it in your radio. Meanwhile, until you actually get into your plane. There's also other uses for it, of course. I mean, that's not the only one. Standard trim setup. Different. When you hit your trim, it'll actually go up and down on a certain level, so you can set that in there. Model utilities. This is a new one as well. Create new model. Okay, so basically what it does is on your model list, it'll only populate the list with the models that you have installed. So blank profiles will not show up in the list. So it makes it a little bit cleaner that way. So what this does is you can actually create a model and delete, copy, reset, and you can also sort the model list all from this menu here. Then we have warnings, which is also pretty basic, but I guess they have more features now that it has voice speech. So you can set all that in here. I'm going to go through that later on in the manual. Then you got your telemetry menu. Then you got your pre-flight setup. Pre-flight 1. Yeah, see, I'd have to go through all this, but it seems pretty cool. They got a lot of different options here. Frame rate setup, your bind for the receiver into bind mode. So you can actually bind it without having to power off. At least that's what I think this is. So I think that's pretty cool. Also your trainer setup. Now you have wired and wireless. So I'm going to actually test that out with my DX5. I'll make another video for that as well, so keep an eye out for it. System settings. Now you got quite a few options here. Standard username, contrast, backlight. Mode settings here as well. Battery type, language, region, and then inactive alarm. So those are your standard ones. Now over here you have system sound, vibrator, and trim style. The box arrow, so you can change the way it looks. Your trim's on the side of the screen. And then your volume control. I actually put the volume down earlier when I was in the store just to make sure there's no scratches because it was just getting really loud. Let's see what else we have here for the calibration here. Make sure that's working. Okay, I'm just going to center these, go with the knob and the sliders.
Throttle high.
Okay. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the DX9 Spektrum radio, brand new out of the box. And keep an eye out for some more of my videos. I'm going to go through some of the features that this radio has, and then you get some good information on it, decide whether you want to buy it or not. But what I suggest, go out and buy it. It's amazing. And that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and subscribe. Maybe like the video if you like the DX9, if you like my review for it. Obviously there will be more coming once I actually start flying with it and get the telemetry going. And I'll see you guys later. Take it easy.